Yesterday, we received word that on Sunday, Reba Campbell passed away. Reba Campbell is the wife of Dave Campbell, of course, our founder and editor-in-chief. Reba is the first lady of Texas football. And I know that she had been struggling with health for a while. And in fact, I believe I have been here since 2011, and I don't believe I ever met her when she wasn't struggling with her health. But to describe Reba Campbell as just Dave Campbell's wife is an extreme misreading of the situation. Reba Campbell was a pioneer in her own right. In an age where women in journalism were more or less kind of brushed to the side and put on the fashion or society pages, she refused to do that. She was a news writer and a feature writer and a pioneer of journalism in Central Texas, working for the Waco Tribune-Herald. She covered presidential visits. She covered major stories from all over the state and all over the nation from there in Waco, and she was an inspiration to the next generation of women writers in newspapers. She was in an age where the newspaper industry was dominated by men. She was an important and empowering voice there in Waco for many, many years. Mr. Campbell, Dave, will also tell you that she was integral to what Texas football is and became. She was she's a word nerd, is how she was described. She was somebody who was very meticulous in her writing and would often edit the magazine. If you look in the credits pages of the first few editions of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, you will see Reba Campbell's name because she was integral in helping to support this magazine and what it is today. I am comfortable saying that we wouldn't be here without Reba Campbell, plain and simple. She was that important to what she did. I will briefly tell, even though it is not my story to tell, I will briefly tell the story of how Dave and Reba met, as Dave told me. They met at the Waco Tribune-Herald. Dave was he had just come back from he had been at Baylor. He had just come back from the military, and he was working at the Waco Tribune-Herald, kind of a rising star in the sports side. And there was a pretty bad crash on I-35. Anybody who knows anything about Waco, I-35 goes right through Waco. And so obviously that's big news. And so Reba Campbell was dispatched out to cover the crash. And the crash was, from what Dave says, was really bad. It was not. It was an ugly crash. It was not pleasant to see. And so Reba Campbell comes back from Reba Weaver, I should say, comes back to report on the story, and she is shaking. She's seen something pretty terrible, and she's shaking. Dave notices this and walks over there and says, "Why don't you just read it to me, and I'll type it for you since your hands are still shaking." And that's how they met, and then they were married for 70 years. They celebrated their 70th wedding anniversary in December. Reba Campbell has such an important role in journalism in Texas, in what we do here at Texas Football Magazine, and she will be missed. This is a huge blow to the Dave Campbell's Texas football family, the first lady of Texas Football Magazine. Reba Lou Weaver Campbell was 95. She is survived by her husband Dave and their daughters Becky and Julie, and their husbands David and Alan, and several grandchildren. So It is she was a huge part of the Waco community, and you would always see Dave and Reba side by side. My favorite photo of Dave is not the kind of iconic one of him holding the first edition. There's another one of him holding the first edition with Reba next to him. That's my favorite photo of Dave. She had been struggling with declining health for years. I hate to say that this is not necessarily a surprise. I know that she had really been struggling with her health. But Reba Lou Weaver Campbell has passed away at the age of 95. So if you have a moment to say a prayer or hold a thought for the Campbell family, they could use it today.